And we are live. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Tribus Solvo, November 2022's full moon. And, okay, good. I'm making sure that that's a decent picture because it's lit oddly. Thank you for joining us today. Tonight's full moon is focused on, it's the Beaver blood full moon. So there's a lot going on there. With the Beaver moon going on, there's preparedness, there's getting ready to hunker down for a long winter, there's introspection, and there's all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to stop this time and not proceed into that and let them do that. And we're going to invoke quarters before I start the whole fucking ramble this time. This time it's actually recorded. Yay. Okay.
But it's recording and streaming.
Right, it's recording and streaming.
Okay.
We are actually live this time.
We are totally live. I made sure of it. We have the things. There's a little red dot and the things. And hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, good. We just had bad lighting. That's all. Which is fine. So, with that, if you would face to the east. Lords and ladies of the east, knowledge, air, and the air that we breathe. Thank you for, wait, there. It's one of those nights. Fuck. Okay. Lords and ladies of air, we ask that you join us and witness our rite. We ask you to come and dance with our delight. Please join and watch over us and bring gifts. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
I was not saying that last line. Okay. There we go. Lords and ladies of the South, fire, passion, and magic, we call upon you tonight to witness our rite. We ask you to join us, bring us passion, help inspire us, bring magic into our lives. We ask you to guide and help us to understand, move forward with energy and delight. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the West, water, emotion, and the deeper mysteries, we call you to our circle to witness our rite. We ask you for your guidance. We ask for your insight. We ask for you to reveal the things we need to understand about how we feel. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the North, we ask you to join our circle tonight. Watch over us. We ask you bring wisdom, patience, and strength. We ask you help us stand firmly as we work forward to help us to provide strong basis and a strong foundation for our forward movement. Join us and watch over our ritual tonight. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the center, balance, peace, and harmony. We ask you to join us, and we ask you to witness our rite. We ask you to bring your gifts into our lives and provide us insight. Please join us, help us as we move forward through our paths. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Oh boy. Lady Aradia, Queen of the Witches, we ask you to come and join our ritual tonight. We ask you to bring wisdom and guidance. We are all students. We seek knowledge. We walk a path of learning, a path of seeking to understand wisdom and knowing that it is something that is a goal. We ask you to teach us, to lead us, and to help us as we feel the world around us go to sleep. So mote it be.
So let it be.
My Lord Pan, please join our rite and dance with delight as we do it all by your candlelight. Please join our rite as we work passionately to understand what we go forward through. Join us as we understand how the world will balance with its changes and how all must rest before it can go forward again. Join us, O Pan, so mote it be.
So let it be.
Have a seat. Thank you. There we go. That's much better. They hit a little heavier when it's this close to the veil. The Beaver and Blood Full Moon is the next step in our progress through our path. We've been working a path of progress and intention all year. We started in the spring with sowing seeds, placing our intent. We've fertilized it. We've cultivated, we've weeded. We've congratulated ourselves for doing a good job, because that's the number one thing we always fucking forget to do, is tell ourselves we did a good job. And we've harvested. All right. Now, and I realized we talked about self-care the last full moon. This full moon is really about self-care. Because now we need to make sure that we have ourselves as set and as in shape for the long winter as possible. Seasonal depression is a motherfucker. And it hits all of us. And especially with daylight savings time and all the other stuff. It's just hard. And we need to do the things that it takes to take care of ourselves, so we have the energy to do the things that it takes to take care of the people we love. And to take care of ourselves better. And to feel like we're doing what we want to do, not sitting around going, oh, I have no energy because I'm not doing the stuff that it takes to get the energy. It's a cycle that we get trapped into. It's a serious fucking thing. So we take all of that and then we add in the fact that the harvests are over. We've got what we're getting. We've got a few months to plan while we rest, while we recuperate from the hard work, while we give ourselves some self-care so we can do it again next year, so we can continue moving forward. Because if you're not growing, you're not changing, nothing new happens. It all stays the same. Because there's no room for anything to come in. Nature operates in a really weird little vacuum knot. You have to remove things and place things in their place for it to work. You can't just remove things and leave an empty hole. Nature says that that hole will refill just like dirt and gravel. It'll refill itself. Which means all those things that you work so hard to get the fuck out of the hole are just going to fall right back in because you're not paying attention to it. And it's not because of anything other than you get a little cocky. Honestly. There's nothing wrong with being appreciative of yourself, congratulating yourself, but the thing is, the work never actually ends. And we keep working, we keep moving, we keep doing. The biggest difference is we can do more of it outside the summer. We can't plant the seeds quite as well. We can't do those kind of things. But we can do other things to prepare. We can build a store of knowledge. We can build a store of energy. We can prepare. We can build up supplies that we need for the summer throughout the winter. That's one of the things that's part of the Beaver moon. While they figured out that the reason why beavers make the dams is because running water kills them. It hurts their heads. That's why they do it. Well, they make this wonderful lodge, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of repair, which you got to keep doing. And it's all ready for them to go in for the winter, and they can get in and out as they need and be taken care of, but it takes the planning to seal it before you can go into the lodge. And that's what right now is. It's that we're in the in-between. The weather's going to be funky for a little while. I mean, we all saw some really crazy shit today with the high winds. And it's really not going to make up its mind what season it is until we actually cross Yule. Until we actually cross the solstice. Because we're actually, funny enough, our weather patterns are actually matching with the solstices now. They've moved like 4 weeks. Right? It's really kind of fun. Because spring doesn't actually end until June now, where it used to end at the beginning of June. Now it's Father's Day or later. So, and everything's shifting. But for us, what we need to do is start the process of going, all right, I've planned out what I need. How realistic is it? We're going to see. What do I need to do to take care of me in the interim of the winter? What do I need for that mentally? We've got our supplies. We've got the other stuff. That's part of what we did our magic all spring and summer for. We harvested it. We're going to consume over winter. But there's still development that can go on. There's still planning. There's still effort. There's still magic you can make. There's still ways to cultivate. There's always indoor gardening. Grow lights. Just because it's not the sun doesn't mean it's not valid.
Store-bought is fine.
Exactly. That is a great line. Thank you.
Thank you, Ina Garden.
Absolutely. But yeah, and that's really what it's about, is understanding what we're going into. Because if you are aware of the situation you're going into, it's harder for you to be surprised. It's harder to panic if you know what's happening. It's harder to stay anxious if you know what's going on, because you've set it up to take care of yourself. It's about intentionality. And I am an agent of chaos. Absolutely. Have been my entire life. But I'm a very odd agent of chaos, because I'm not here to cause chaos. I'm here to put chaos in alignment. And I make order out of chaos. I surf the waves and I get shit done regardless of the chaos. Because it's about intention. Also, it's about control and letting it go. Because, I'll use the surf analogy again. If you think you can actually control a surfboard, you've never been on one. You ride them. There is no control. You ride. And that's what our lives are like. especially during winter, because we've got SAD going on, we've got all these other challenges going on with the weather and all this other bullshit, and we've got holidays coming up, and it's just a lot to get through. And the number one way to get through that is to ride. And that's part of what we have to do now that we've set ourselves up. Because we've been through the planting, the sowing, the harvesting. We've done all those steps. We've put a lot of intention, a lot of energy into changing our lives and making our lives what we want them to be. Sometimes you just got to write it. Because these are the choices you made. Now it's time to go with consequences. And consequences is a negative word, but it's not a negative thing. It's just the results. Consequences are results. They're not bad. Every choice has a consequence. It's not ominous. So, taking all of this together, we're left looking for a place to head. What do we do next? Not a goddamn thing. Do your best. Eat your harvest. It's time to start reaping and consuming that. Start working on, because this is what's going to get you through. These are the things that are going to set you up. What changes were you making in your life? Can you continue making those changes? Can you continue bringing that energy in? Because nothing's going to change if you don't do something new. You have to keep the process rolling. And while I talk about it in a year-long structure, it's really a day cycle. Because we go through this shit every day. Our lives, the entire year, is reflected in a day of our life. And while maybe not in the specific progress, each of the phases are there. And taking control of that by not trying to control it makes those go a lot easier, honestly. It sounds really weird, but the less you fight for control, the calmer shit is. The less things go out of control, because you don't react so extremely. The situations are less emotionally jarring. You don't get attached to the shape and form that you demand that this world turn into, because it's not going to do it. It's going to be whatever the fuck it wants to, because you're blending your reality with everybody else's. So, and that's really the biggest stopping point. Everybody else exists. They get in the way. But it's very about knowing that that control doesn't exist and doing your best within the framework that you come to realize doesn't actually exist. You make that framework, but you also don't demand everything stays inside of it. And while they're... Okay, sorry guys. They set me rambling occasionally.
Occasionally?
Every time.
So it was an hour and a half.
It was. 7 was an hour and a half ritual. It was very long. It was very, very long. And that's just the part we taped.
Didn't you? And there was that 20-minute...
Yeah, and we did the ancestor feast. And then we did the 20-minute monologue that I then realized that we weren't rolling, we weren't live for. Wow, yeah. Okay. But
the bread was moist.
The bread was very moist.
Yes, it
It was
was.
delicious.
Hey,
You should just push your tongue right through it.
Are you familiar with the bend and snap? You're familiar with bend and snap?
Very.
Grab and twist.
I might like that. Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't reach me.
Okay.
Are you proud of yourself, Jennifer? You proud of what you started, sweetie?
Agent of Chaos.
I did good.
So. But what I'm going to ask that we do is we're going to take a few moments to just kind of sit here in quiet and think about, oh, that's me. Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. We're going to think about the things we need to let go of control of. Now you see. That's what Aradia said to do, so that's what we're going to do. But think about the things that we need to let go of control of, because the control holds us back in a lot of ways. What will help us stop holding ourselves back? What needs to be let go of so you can move forward? For me, the thing that I need to let go of is perfectionism. And it's more about the perfectionism that stops me from doing things because it's not ready. Because it's not my vision yet. And I've been working really hard on it, and I'm getting better at it. I've been intentionally running myself out of excuses. Because if I make it perfect, then I don't have any fucking excuses. I don't have a reason to not do it if I don't have a teleprompter.
Which you know.
Which I now have and which works wonderfully. And things like that. And I put these barriers in my way that I have to get past before I can do what I want to do. And these hurdles, sometimes they're not that big of a deal and they make a lot of sense and they make for a much better experience or a much better product. And other times I just do it to stay in my own fucking way. And I hold myself back with it. And I mean, it's certainly not my goal. I'm doing all of this stuff. I'm spending all this money. I'm spending all this time doing all these things to not make any videos yet. But I've got scripts ready. Now I have a teleprompter. That's part of what I'm doing tomorrow. Is I'm doing a live stream and I'm going to kick off Grow to the Gods. And I decided I was going to get new logos for all the channels. Well, I can't do anything until I got the logos. Well, nobody else will work with the logos. It's not coming through. So that's why I can't do that. Well, I self-created a barrier. I don't actually have to have a new logo to do a video for Grow to the Gods. I just decided that I needed to. So I put a barrier in my way. I'm not entirely sure why. Other than there's fear of success, and there's imposter syndrome and all those other things. But I have been on a very specific trajectory for a couple of years now. Why do I keep pushing myself off of it? I need to stop that. There's a lot that I plan on changing this winter. A lot of things that are going to happen. A lot of new things that are going to happen. All those can't happen until I decide that something new needs to happen. And none of them can happen until I decide what's good enough. And Scarlett and I found a video talking about perfectionism a few months ago. And the guy in it had a really good rule. 80%. 80% is good enough. It doesn't have to be 100%. It can reach 100% in the process after you've started. You only have to be 80% there. That's why we have some car barriers now. It didn't have to be perfect. I knew it would be a lot better if somebody else did it, but okay, I'll do it. I just needed it. It needed 80%. It's good enough. That's fine. But not needing it to be 100% perfect is a big change. And it's still a barrier in some stuff. But I'm working hard on pushing past that. Because even with all of the things that I go, well, I don't have enough to do that, I don't have enough to do that, I'm still doing all of the work to move everything forward. I just don't have content yet. Which is kind of self-defeating. So, that's what I need to do. I need to stop getting in my own way. I need to stop putting barriers in front of myself through a weird form of perfectionism. A weird form of perfectionism that I constantly use to prevent myself from succeeding. You're welcome to share. If you don't want to, you can say I pass. So, you want to share?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, this will come as just an absolute huge surprise to some people. I need to let go of control. I'll basically let go of my current relationship. I need to let go of those last little vestiges of thinking he's going to turn around, or he's going to change, or he's going to appreciate what I do for him.
Yep.
But he's enough of a narcissist that he is not going to do that. He can mimic it. They're real good at mimicking, narcissists are.
They just can't sustain.
And the mask falls off at the first little resistance.
Yeah.
And that's what he can't stand, is that I am resisting his way of doing things. And I need to keep resisting, but I need to just... you talked about throwing things up in your way.
Yeah.
Well, I really hate moving.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the size of dwelling I have, you can't get much better than $410 a month.
Right.
But there's so much it's falling apart. It seems like each month something else goes wrong, which I think is the Lord and Lady and Universe's way of telling me just to get out of there.
Very well could be.
So I need to start actively seeking new living arrangements. And probably relinquish the dwelling to him. That way I wouldn't have this thing of, well, you know, I'm putting him out on the street, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, he'd have a place to live. It wouldn't be ideal, but hey, he was...
He's the one who didn't fix it.
Yeah. He's one that didn't fix stuff.
No,
No.
you're dead on, man. You're dead the fuck on.
So that's what I've got to do over the coming cold months, is I've got to push through some of this and get myself in a better living situation. And stop waiting for them to decide to move out.
You can never base your life on someone else's decisions.
Yeah.
Not in that manner.
I'll pass it on to Drew.
I'm passing. I need to get out of my own way. I need to... I need to relinquish control of something, and more I need to stop letting something control me. And that is fear. I am absolutely terrified of both succeeding and failing in my business, and things are finally starting to create forward momentum in a way that I've never seen. My business is suddenly... I've had 3 sales in 4 days. I haven't had that kind of traction in my business digitally ever. And it's both exhilarating and terrifying.
Yeah.
I know that I need to make better videos on TikTok. I know I need to update my website. I need to get it back. I need to get it to 80%. I've been staring at my computer and the thousands of photos I've taken and the thousands of pieces I have to take pictures of, and thinking to myself, there's no way I can ever get it all done. So I'm just going to go work on something else.
Right.
And that goes from day to day to week, and it's rolled into month to month. I'm having that same conversation over and over and over again, and I need to accept that I just need to start. And I shouldn't be afraid of things finally going the way they're supposed to go, and everything proceeding the way it's supposed to proceed. And that shouldn't be scary, and I shouldn't be afraid of it. And that's something that my entire life, no one's ever really noticed me, and that's become a comfort zone. And stepping out of that comfort zone and being seen is terrifying.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, it's something I have always wanted. And now that I'm starting to get it, I don't know how to process this. It's been 30 years, I don't know what to do. But I need to learn how. I need to learn how to be noticed and how to be okay with it and how to thrive and not be afraid of
You don't have to if you want to. I'm fine. I would say the biggest thing that holds me back would be a fear of failure. And this is just in general. I have a really big fear that I'm just very incapable in general. I have some limitations, and so I get really scared that, oh, I'm just not going to be able to do that, or this will interfere with it, and then I'm scared of failing, and so I don't do it at all. And so I don't try new things. So I don't really have hobbies, and I never learned to do a lot of things. And so I'm really trying to push myself to learn new things, especially kind of easing my way into things I think might be more doable. And that's kind of one of my goals, is to kind of get past that fear of I can't do this, and just that crippling anxiety of, when someone asks me, oh, do you want to do this? And just that like full shutdown of, not wanting to do it because X, Y, Z, and, not wanting to, they're so good at it and I feel like I couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, and trying to get past that a little bit and just kind of enjoy more what I'm doing and not worry about whether or not it's perfect or good, and kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah.
So that's my big thing.
Nobody did it perfect the first try, and that's the thing we all have to remember.
Yeah.
We'll pass.
Okay. Okay.
I need to let go of trying to make everything around me orderly.
My little Capricorn.
Yeah.
I feel that so hard. Yeah.
When the rest of my world around me is not.
And that's part of why you fight so hard to put things in order, is because everything else is so chaotic.
Right.
Embrace us. Come to the chaotic side. I will teach you.
But we need both
But
of
you
it.
can't control.
We need the chaotic people.
That is how we control it.
We balance each other. Us orderly people provide the basis for the chaotic people
With too much
to
chaos,
venture out.
there is
And we
no
get people with OCD.
pattern to
And
growth.
then you pull us in.
With no chaos, there is stagnation and death.
Yep.
So,
Yin yang.
both
Just
sides needed.
A little weird thing you said, pattern and shared, pass, shared, pass.
Yeah.
We found
Just a little thing I
out
noticed.
Right.
that our birthdays were a week apart.
Yeah.
Nice.
First two.
Oh yeah.
She's a New Year's baby. New Year's Eve baby.
Okay. Tic-tac-toe?
We do have to know.
Yeah.
Don't you know? I have to. So, it really is, it's hard until you actually identify those things that are in your way. And usually when we talk about things that are in our way, we talk about literally like the chair in my way and things like that. We don't really think about how we're in our own way. We look for reasons that are outside of us because it's way easier to blame. Because we're perfect. Or we're trash. I mean, and that's the thing. That's what we do to ourselves. We can't do that. We have to accept that we are failable, that we do fuck up, that we do fail. I fail. Occasionally, it happens. I'm even wrong once a month or so.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That smile.
What?
That smile.
Just a little goatee.
Yeah, just a little.
No, I'm wrong constantly, honestly. And it's just a matter of accepting our unfailability as part of that lack of control. Because the thing we try to control the most is ourselves. And while, yes, you can control your behavior, you can control some other things.
Your actions.
Some actions. Stop hitting yourself, Sam. But
Leave your skin on you.
right.
Skin.
Twice.
But we can't control that we react. We can't control what we think initially. What we can do is control how we respond to we think and respond to how we react and take that half second after that thought, emotion, whatever to go, oh, wait a second, I'm human. It's okay for me to react that way. I'm okay now. But I was really pissed right there for a second, but that's because I'm human and it's okay. Now I'm going to be calm and be respectful, but they were a dick. I'm going to get over that. Okay. And I mean, that's really what it is. It's not controlling yourself, it's controlling how you respond to your stimulus, your environment, etc. And that's what all of it comes down to. So, I think with that, that's enough for the Beaver.
What you said.
That's what she said.
It's a lot of words.
No, really, that's what she said. Let's do a tonal.
Yay.
People who are viewing, we love you, but you don't need to really hear this quite the way things.
I took that down a lot. Let's hope that doesn't blast them out. So, do you know what a tonal is? All right. Have you ever done energy work in a group at all? Okay. Awesome. So, what we're going to do is we're going to create a gnosis. Oh, I'm sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to create a harmonic. And as we are all wave creatures, that harmonic resonates within each of us simultaneously as we share that through our vocal cords. We call it a tonal because it's tones. And ultimately what it is it's a cone of energy that goes up the vocal scale, note-wise. We'll start out with a really low note that Sam and I will bass, and then as each one occurs, we will get a little louder, and we'll raise our hands, and we will work to not breathe at the same time. Usually works because Sam and I have practiced not breathing at the same time so that there's not a and because it does happen, it really is depressing. You go, that was amazing until everybody breathed at the same time.
Pretend you're in choir.
Yeah, it's choir.
Yep, exactly.
It's band.
Yes, it's band as well.
It's not orchestra. We can raise whatever the hell we want.
But yeah, it's basically a tonal. We call it a tonal. It's a vocal chord or
Harmonic.
yeah, it's a harmonic that is a scale. Scale was the word.
Oh.
I could not. Yeah. Scale. Okay.
Your band geekness is failing you. It is.
I'm tired today for some reason. It's just been nuts.
That's what she said.
Here we go again.
Been a good day. That's all. All right.
And I put the gain back up to the normal pickup.
So now we have to be good.
Ish.
I like that. Ish.
Definition here. Production. PG is all in how you interpret.
Seat. Go ahead and have a seat. That was a hell of a cone. Quite wonderful. Did I hit it? Two.
I think you
Two. Yep. Damn near. So today's we have sparkling sangria.
Ooh.
I'm an alcoholic, so we do juice. So take a cup. Actually, yeah, go ahead and take a cup.
Take
May
one
you
down.
never
That's
thirst.
fine.
May you never thirst.
That's right.
That bad sangria.
May you never thirst.
Sometimes put cherries in it.
Isn't it sangria?
May you never thirst. May you never thirst.
Thank you.
And just hang on to this for a minute. Oh,
I got it.
good catch.
All right.
Thank you so much. May you never thirst. Okay. May you never thirst. I didn't want to get quite ambitious after that last one. May you never
Yeah.
thirst.
It's okay.
May you never thirst. May I never thirst. And plenty for the face.
The bad thing.
Yeah.
All right.
They were banging cherries.
There's for the kiddos.
They mixed the two together
No.
and dumped it in the bucket. No.
Okay.
There's for the kiddos.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so.
And I can run it to Pan too.
Thank you. Since COVID, we don't do the Great Rite the way we get into the Great Rite before COVID. Because we can't really share a glass. It's not really safe. In a decade or so, we'll forget about COVID and we'll swap spit a lot easier and more conveniently then.
Yeah, but then they're still just getting a cold.
Right. Exactly. And who's to say that COVID is actually going to go away? So, in the meantime, we have developed a different way to do the Great Rite. And it goes right along with our philosophy that we are all our own priest and priestess. It's kind of a Protestant Reformation, if you will. We don't need an intermediary between us and our gods and goddesses. We are all fully capable of being priests and priestesses. So, in that, we can perform the Great Rite on our own. If you would take your cup, take your index finger, as this blade is to the male,
As this blade is to the male,
so this cup is to the female.
so this cup is to the female.
And when they are joined
And when they are joined
in perfect love and perfect trust,
in perfect love and perfect trust,
they become one.
they become one.
To the Lord.
So might it be.
So mould it be.
Take it out, suck it dry. Ska.
Skull.
Slide check.
I have no idea why the fuck I fucked that up.
You did it at Solomon too.
I know.
You're just so eager
Apparently you like it in that.
You're just so eager.
The whole thing was switched sideways at Samhain, and this one only the back end was switched sideways.
No, you're not. Sparkling sangria through your nose burns, by the way.
Most beverages aren't meant
You're
to
not
At least it's not salty. You're welcome.
I noticed. Just looking out for you.
The bread is a basil pesto yeasted bread.
It's yummy. Baked of my love, born of my energy. Through my light, always seen. Never hungry. May you never hungry. May you never hungry.
That smells so good.
Well, just what you put in your mouth. And you're never hungry.
Moist again,
Why is it my mind just went to the wrong place?
Because
It's the right place here.
It's the right place here, but this is
never
apparently
hungry.
becoming a theme.
You're never hungry.
I think
Torture
it's
the baker.
purposeful too. Like, part-
Torture the
some of
baker.
it's accidental, but I think a good amount of it is purposeful.
May you never hungry.
But that's okay.
And may you be never hungry.
That is so good.
It really is.
And the pesto is nut-free. Just allergen risk. I didn't-
After everyone's taken a bite.
And I'm one of those people that if I get a nut, I die. So
Shut up, Morgan.
she did not want me to be able to die.
I
To that.
Don't worry.
I heard the snickering.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but he
No,
didn't
that was
say
on my
anything
side,
wrong.
sorry.
There's an echo then.
There's like 3 pieces left. And there's.
One for Pam, one for the kid.
Yep.
Perfect.
I always say the worst case scenario, you just get to stab me. So
That is true.
yeah.
With an EpiPen.
Yes.
For clarification.
Medically stab.
Yeah, I get to stab her
Either
medically.
way, it's
Oh
stabbing.
shit, at least I'm the one stabbing. I know which it pops out more often.
Oh, you just stab in the leg. You don't.
I know, but if I use enough force, I might pop your dick up again. I know how to put it back though.
That's what she said.
I mean, I managed.
What do you mean, that's
If
what
my
she said, that's
dad
what I
can
did.
manage to fuck up the EpiPen, I'm sure you can handle it.
I think I'm actually more qualified.
Definitely.
That is delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
She's a very talented cook.
Yeah.
She also has a homemade mac and cheese that's so good.
I think
We had
we've
that for the
decided that
ancestry
mac and cheese
feast.
is
It
gonna
was
be the
amazing.
next-
Another next cooking.
I think it has to be. It's
I'm
been
down.
hyped up a little too much today to not be.
I was going to ask when you were going to invite me over for dinner.
Apparently we have to have a feast at my place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why we can't.
I have enough bakeware. I can make 4 batches. Feed everybody.
So we were thinking about doing a turkey day. Our usual sanity dinner. So would you guys come down for that or?
Definitely try it.
On Turkey Day?
Yeah.
They told us we were, the store, Ryan
If I have the
closes
day off.
on Thanksgiving Day, but I can't remember what time.
Restaurants usually close on Thanksgiving.
He was like,
Usually,
two.
Except for the Chinese restaurant.
It'll be evening. It'll be 8 o'clock dinner so
I have
if we do
friends of mine
that.
that
So
always cook up Chinese.
I just want to see if people will come because if people won't come, I'm not going to
It's
have it.
tradition.
But if some people will come, we'll go ahead and
Well,
do it.
no.
We'll
I'd
definitely
be
try,
interested,
yeah.
but I'd have to indulge the in-laws.
Right, right.
But that's usually at like 1 and 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm talking more like 8 o'clock dinner.
I might be able, it depends on how he's
Yeah.
feeling with everything else going on. If hubby's feeling up to it, I might be able to talk him into coming down.
I don't know.
So
I
strong maybe from the two of us.
I make a grilled honey garlic turkey.
Okay, you said the right word, and that's garlic. The
Right.
problem is I'm part vampire, so that's the wrong word for me, but it's the right word for him.
Excellent, excellent. I like baste it and inject it with butter and a butter garlic thing the whole time it
French
cooks. And yeah, it like has
3 pounds of butter and
oozing
20
out
pounds.
of
Got like
it.
3 people at least who are drooling. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And for
yeah.
once, it's not my fault.
But yeah, I like doing the Thanksgiving Sandy dinners, and I do Christmas. I do turkey for Thanksgiving and a ham for Christmas because most people don't like their family. And it's a way to actually come and have
The dinner you enjoy.
a holiday dinner you enjoy.
Yes.
With your chosen family.
Right, right. And it just kind of works out better for a lot of people because families suck.
Daniel has a Friendsgiving every year.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like of that situation, most of his friends
Yeah.
don't have families that are.
I've been doing mine since the early 90s.
Yeah,
So,
it's an awesome thing to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I hadn't actually set one up yet this year, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do it. So, which means I need to buy a turkey. They went up in price this year.
Everything.
Go to
is
Aldi.
prices
Yeah,
here.
I don't know one thing that went down.
Yeah, go to Aldi.
Okay, so in all honesty, I don't leave the house much, so I don't really know.
Morgan, Aldi rolled back their prices to 2019 prices.
Yep.
On
For,
everything.
for especially Thanksgiving
Wow.
stuff.
Good.
My dad went to Aldi one time and was like, "This is weird." Why do you
sounds like
have
a
to get your car? It was just yeah, it was like one of those things of he wants like cheaper groceries, but then
He
at the
missed
same
Big E,
time-
didn't he?
What?
He didn't go to Big E or Cub Foods.
I think we had our Whole Foods in Ohio, but my dad is one of those like everything is traditional, and you complain about it, but then you don't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Big E was one of those white label stores where literally everything in the store was a black and white label.
Yep.
The only thing that had a name brand on it, and I remember this from like, it was like 78, 79, was Billy Beer, because they sold Billy Beer in it.
Now, what I will say, it is confusing when you go to Aldi.
I was
for the
12,
first
so.
time and you've never been there. Like they should give you some kind of like better setup for if you've never been there, because I was like, how the fuck do you get the card out? And I didn't know, like you had to bring your own bags and shit.
You didn't
so
know
we
you
had
needed to bring your own
buy
quarter?
bags, like, even though we had reusable bags in the car because they wouldn't let us out the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have bags in the car, and they're like, you need to, and I'm like, oh my god, okay. And then I walked out the door, and this guy was like, here's a quarter, and I'm like, why do I need a quarter? And I'm like, does he think I work here? Like, what's happening? And he was like paying me for the card that I had to put back in.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up later, and I'm like, shit, I was supposed to pay for this fucking card. Like, I didn't know. No one told me. It was just sitting there.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
felt bad, but it's like, how was I supposed to know?
Exactly.
Nobody tells you. Like, you're
Exactly.
just supposed to go and know all the etiquette when it's like every other grocery store is different.
Yeah,
No.
all these is totally
They
different.
need to just have, like,
Yeah.
it needs to come with directions.
Right.
Like, when you come
Right.
to Aldi.
Beginner's guide.
Yes.
Grab the boxes
Tutorial.
as you go through, because you're going to need them for your car.
Yes. Like, this is crazy.
Like going to Costco. No matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, you used to have to do that for
What?
Sam's
Well,
too.
we went to
Yeah.
my one. Yeah, I love Sam's
What
Club.
Here's your crate.
I get way too excited about buying
I'm
things.
supposed to put that in my
Like, I'll buy like 20 toothbrushes. 20 toothbrushes.
Large family.
I think the thing that I like regret the most, I bought a thing of like the cotton swabs or whatever, and I bought like a bulk pack of like 1,000 of them because it was on sale. I don't even know. And it happened when Sam's Club went out of business, and I'm still to this day have it. And
Yeah, because the one up by you got closed.
so many, they just announced, people just showed
Yeah.
up and it was closed. And
Yeah.
like, yep, that's horrible. But
She's still going.
yeah,
We couldn't see her audio.
Sam's
Yes.
Club is great.
She's still burning.
She's still burning. There's just a little bit there. Here, I'll push down. Oh, she went out now.
It's a sign.
It's okay. It's okay. There we go.
Ooh, we have
And
ways
she's
of making
brighter.
you talk.
She just needed a break for a minute. I still don't know why I needed to buy 72 sets of these.
Because you like buying in bulk too.
I don't know.
And because Pan thinks things like that are funny.
Yeah, I literally have 6 boxes of 12 candles of each of these colors. I don't know why, but they made me buy them, so I did. I don't always understand what they're doing, but I'm sure at some point I'll have need for ritual kits for everyone. So,
I saw a, what are those things called?
chalice?
Yes, I saw a chalice that was, when we go to South Bend, there's a gaming store that they love to go to, and it's called the Griffin, and they had a like handmade, hand-painted chalice that was like golden and purple. And it was really beautiful, and it was, it was there a month ago, and I saw it too, and I don't really like a lot of the stuff there, but that was one of the things that caught my eye, and I almost thought about getting it, but I was like, no, let's
You
get
should
it.
have gotten
Yeah,
I should have gotten it.
I should have gotten it because I thought, I'm like, you know what, I should get it. And now I want to get it and bring it and give it us because it would be perfect and beautiful there on that table.
Goodwill is also a good place to find something like that. We
Yes.
got like a stein, like
But
a giant freaking.
I was expecting it
From
to be
World War
so
II.
expensive
Yeah.
because it was so beautiful and nice, but it wasn't. It was like less than $20
Oh, wow.
for this hand painted. And then like
Yeah, you
I'm sure
should've
there was
gotten it.
no nice. Well, I bet when I go back the next
Yeah.
time, I bet it'll still be there.
Yeah.
It
If it's meant for you, it will be.
yeah, this,
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's a really nice like small business like
Cool.
game shop, and they keep
Yeah.
everything really reasonably priced.
Right on. Right
Yeah.
on. I like shopping local businesses. I really prefer to whenever I can.
That's a nice. It's a nice area. And,
Right on.
yeah.
There's a lady in Kansas City at the Kansas City Renaissance Fair. She shows up every year, and she does things with eggs. And she makes a chalice with an ostrich egg. That's amazing.
That'd
Wow.
be cool.
Unfortunately, they're also very expensive.
I
but
bet.
they are just amazing. Ostrich and emu eggs is.
That sounds on the level of the, what are the really fancy eggs?
Oh, the
Fabergé.
Fabergé.
Fabergé. I had the word before and then it went poof.
Yeah, she will take like goose eggs and such and carve little doors and then put little seams inside of them.
Ooh,
And make
neat.
the doors lattice work so you can see through and know there's something in there to open the doors. And
Oh, wow.
just amazing work, really.
That's badass.
And
Very cool. Right on. I think that was a pretty good ritual. I think we should say goodbye to those we said hi. And we'll see what order I actually say it in this time. And
And if you remember all of it this time.
I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Snickering from over there. That wasn't your mom.
Might have been my kids.
No, it wasn't them either. So let's go ahead and stand up and say goodbye. Because all of a sudden I'm super fucking hot. That was weird. Okay. My Lord Pan, we thank you for your presence tonight. We ask you to walk with us in our daily lives and help us, guide us. Lend us passion and energy. Help us to understand our emotions as we move through our daily lives. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So might it be.
Lady Aradia, we thank you for your presence and we thank you for your wisdom. We ask that you continue to teach us. Help us to learn and understand the mysteries of the worlds around us so that we may better understand nature and our roles in the world as we see it. Walk with us in our daily lives and help us to understand and learn, grow, and prosper. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So might it be.
Lords and ladies of the center, keepers of balance, harmony, and peace, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for your presence. It has been a wonderful, joyous evening. Laughter and happiness, understanding and insight. We ask that you walk with us in our daily lives and help us to grow, understand, and maintain peace, harmony, and justice within our lives. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So might it be.
Lords and ladies of the North, patience, wisdom, and strength. We thank you for your presence tonight.
We thank you for your gifts, your understanding. We ask that you work with us and walk with us through our weeks to come and grant us strength, understanding, and compassion as we move through our daily day and work to live our lives. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the West, water, emotion, and the mysteries that are deep. We thank you for helping us tonight. We thank you for witnessing our right. We ask that you join us as we walk our paths. We ask that you help us to understand ourselves and others, and help us to understand when others don't really see us. They're only reflecting themselves. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the South, passion, fire, and magic. We thank you for your presence tonight. We ask that you dance with us. You walk through our lives with us. You help us and aid us, inspiring, bringing forth the energy that we need and showing us the magic in the world around us. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Lords and ladies of the East, fresh thought, deep breath, wonderful winds. We thank you for your presence tonight. Through our talking and through our communication, we honor you as we move forward through our exploration of ourselves, as we grow and develop the path that we decide to take. Thank you for your presence, and we ask that you walk with us through our days, helping us develop new thoughts, maintaining fresh breath, and keen insight with intuition. Go if you must, stay if you will. Let there be peace and love between us now and always. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
The circle is open, but unbroken. May the love of the Lord and the Lady be ever in your hearts. Merry meet, and merry part, and merry meet again. Divine do. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. May you have a blessed day. Wait, no. Come on. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye.
A little extra bit for the kids.